I've been working on building strength and balance with this horse at a trot. Now it's time for us to move on up to the lope. He's a little bit fresh this morning, so I'm going to take a minute and work on our exercises that we've been working at a trot. And then we'll transition up and do some lope. It has been miserable hot here. I am in Mississippi on the Gulf Coast, and our temperatures with heat indexes have been in the 100 and teens pretty regular, which that's not that hot for some parts of the country, but we've actually been setting new high record lows, which means that we're not cooling off at night. We're staying hot throughout the night. Our nighttime temperatures have been in the 90s, so it's been pretty miserable. So I've been trotting him around, trying to get a little energy off of him, a little bit fresh. Bend to the left, bend to the right. Let's go the other way. Let's do a bend to the right, right leg, right rein. Pushing pretty forward on my hands. Might could have used a different bit on it today, but this is the bit that I chose for today. This is my heavy smooth mouth ring snaffle. Generally the bit that I use to work this kind of thing with the horse, but I never ride in the same bit more than 3 rides. So I do swap around, and that keeps the bit fresh in their mouth and keeps it doing what it's supposed to. Now let's see what we can get for lope transition as we coming into the fence back here. See how he kind of popped his nose up? That's because of being heavy on his front end before the transition, which is exactly what I've been working on. I'm gonna kind of be loose on him a little bit. I'll half off him as I need to. My arena is sloped a little bit. You're on the high side. This is the low side. Excuse me, this is the low side. So as I'm going away from you, I'm actually going downhill a little bit. You'll see the horse kind of speed up and fall on the front end a little bit. That gives me a good opportunity to teach that horse to balance himself. He's pretty heavy on his front end now. I'm going to start counter bending. As soon as I went to counter bend, he lost his impulsion. I had to drive him forward with my seat. Start with an inside bend. Good. Now let's go with a counter bend, going uphill. There we go. Left bend. I made contact with my spurs there to get him to engage his back end. Going downhill typically is going to make them a little heavy on the front end, which is already his problem. So it'll get worse going downhill, like right there. So it kind of jarred me kind of hard. That's what we need to get better. I'm not going to force it to get better. See right there how we veered off? That was this shoulder falling. Right rein, right leg. Oop, not bringing it over. Right rein, right leg. He'll do it better going uphill than downhill. Leg driving forward, left rein. Right rein, right leg. Pushing forward, ride with my seat. Left rein. A little bit of left leg, mostly left rein. Want him to pick his back up, push forward with his back in. Not too concerned about his nose flexing in right now. I will get there, but right now I need the back end to push. A lot of the horses that come into me for training, people that work the face too much and the back end not enough. So while I'm starting this at a lope, this is the first time I worked this at a lope with him. While I'm starting this at a lope, I'm pretty much going to leave the face alone, except for bending it left and right, because it's the shoulders and the back that's behind. And by behind, I mean behind in training. Right rein, right leg. Left rein, left leg. There we go. Not gonna fall to the left. Left rein, left leg. Work on that left shoulder. That's why we fell to the left. Left rein, left leg. There we go. He kind of sped up there. He's getting tired. So when I put leg, instead of lifting, sped up. He just kind of fell more onto his front end. That's exactly why we need to do this. Right rein, right leg. Go straight, straight, a little bit of left rein, left leg to go straight. I just want to fall to the left. Circle left, I'm gonna overbend a little bit. Help hold the shoulder up. See how he's starting to break at the pole with that bending? That's getting what I want without even working specifically on what I want. It's just a matter of setting his body up to do what I want it to do. So let's come down to a trot. I'm not going to let him fall all the way down to a walk. We want to keep trotting. I want to keep engaging the impulsion through the transition. If I let him fall down to a trot or come down to a trot and then fall down to a walk, I'm just encouraging a real poor transition. Transition down to the trot, keep engaging so that he keeps going forward in the trot, and then I'll let him come down to a walk. I'll walk just a minute and then we'll lope off to the right. So when this horse came in, every time I would put leg on him to shift his hip over and to bend his body to set him up for the lope, as soon as I put that leg on, he would immediately go into the lope. So I needed to let him know that that is not the correct answer. He needs to set himself up, and then he'll lope off either when I smooch, or I squeeze with my inside leg, or I drive him off with my hip. So we're working on that now. So his transitions into a lope are going to be a little bit poor right now because we're working on the cue for it. But with practice, that will get better. I'm going to gather my reins up a little bit, left leg back. There we go. I did smooch. Let's get a little bit of right rein. It's heavy on his front end. I did smooch, but really what he loped off of is the contact on my inside leg. That's my preferred cue, since he's going to be a dressage horse, since he is a dressage horse. Keep going. He's tired from the loping in the other lead, but we need to lope some in this lead to work these muscles. Probably should have loped him a little less in the other lead, so I could have got more in this lead, but it's what it is for today. See him starting to kind of struggle. Really sped up going downhill that way that time. That's all like a muscle. That is all that is. I don't have to do anything too particular, just what I'm doing. Build up that muscle, and that's gonna go away. Come on. Let's do a circle right rein, right leg. Get the shoulder back in. Drive with my left leg. Drive the hip. Put my left leg back. A little push with my calf. I never did touch him with spur. Just calf. Heavy on his front end again. And let's come down to a trot. Now he's tired, he's just all over the place now. Now we'll come down to a walk. Good boy. Now this is Rhett. I'll put a link up here to his playlist. He needs a lot more work on exactly that, getting more engagement. I always want to challenge a horse a little bit higher than the level that they're at, and then go back and reinforce the level that they're at. That really helps to keep a horse advancing, and that's where he is. I got to challenge that lope even though it's not really ready, and then go back and reinforce the trot. So this is Rhett. I'll put a link to a playlist up here. Until next time, thank you for watching.